I'm so glad that you guys were able to come over today to our wonderful, freshly painted GRN Thailand office. I'm Dan Tisdale, and my wife's name is Na. We have 2 children, and we've been serving in Thailand for around 30 years now. So come on in, and let me show you around the office. Here's a display of our history of our players, our record player, and our cassettes. And these date back into the 40s, 50s, and 60s. In here is our main office space. And meet some of our wonderful Thai staff. And up here, we have the rest of our team and the foundation board members. And this is my desk. And then we have some more offices and desks back in here, workers. And what I want to show you here is the recording room. And let's go on in. See what's going on in here. And this is the bigger studio where we record both music and voices. You'll notice professional microphones, ample soundproofing on the walls, and of course, here's the control room with our 12-channel mixing board. Now we're going to go into the storage room where we keep a lot of our players and materials. But I want to show you this. This is really cool. These are our MP3 players. And these players were all donated by a Christian company. Let me show you one of these MP3 players. They're really neat. And they have a large battery, about 10 hours worth. And the SD card can be loaded with bunches and bunches of audio recordings. And we put our gospel messages on these CD cards, and we send them these players throughout Thailand. The speaker is quite large, so we can get a group of people, about at least 10 people, to be able to listen to them and enjoy listening to the audio recordings. We have a whole history of players that we have used. And so now I'd like to ask John, our director here at GRN Thailand, to share some of those with you. John?
Many years ago, Global Recordings Network came up with the Card Talk. This is a piece of cardboard specially designed to play a record. And these records were produced in factories in Los Angeles, Mexico, South Africa, and India. The record is put right on the surface there, and the needle against the record, and then just with a pencil. And that was Vietnamese. And this sound bounces off these boards here out to your ear. That's the Card Talk. And these were produced and sent out through many parts of the world into rural areas to play the gospel in people's own languages. And then later on, the era of the cassette came into being. Now, the record will only play about 7 minutes on one record, both sides together. But then when the cassette came out, it had the advantage of 60 minutes. And that put into the hand wind player will play in areas where there's no electricity. That was the Mian language, playing the gospel in people's own languages out in rural areas. No batteries or electricity needed.
And here's our conference room where we have meetings and training seminars. In fact, this coming October, we'll be hosting a training course for gospel recording teams from Vietnam, Philippines, America, Australia, and Thailand. And we're expecting over 30 people. And that ends our quick tour from Global Recordings Network Thailand office. Now, let's go home and meet my family. Hey, fun fact for you. Many years ago in college, I kept trying to go on a missions trip, and the doors kept closing. So finally, I became so frustrated that I cried out to God one Sunday morning. I said, God, if you want me to go, you've got to open the door. So that afternoon, a missionary from Thailand called and he said, Dan, what you doing this summer? And I thought, I think I'm going to Thailand. And wouldn't you know, and this is the fun fact, the missionary that called me is from Fairbanks, Alaska. Sawadee-ka. Welcome. This is Na, and we've been married for 27 years. We met in Bangkok at her home church. I was a short-term missionary, and she was a church secretary. And at that time, just before I left to come back to America, I made a video, and I was asking people, what is God doing in your life? And Na said that she wanted to be a missionary to her own people. Well, as I went home and I missed Thailand, I would watch that video, and guess what? Na was there at the end saying she wanted to be a missionary. And God just did something. And that was 27 years ago now. Well, let's go in the house and check things out in there. So now let's talk to Titus.
Hi guys, I'm Titus, and I will talk about my amazing, wonderful birthday backstory. So, today, when I was at school, my mom also brought a birthday donut cake because on Monday is my birthday. My class and me enjoyed it very much. So, we had it, and that day of school was so good. Also mentioning, my real birthday is on Monday, but this is the last day of school, so I had my birthday today.
Our other son's name is Daniel, and he will turn 23 next month. He is finishing up his senior year at Cal Poly State University, majoring in computer science. He lives in a Christian home environment with other students and had been enjoying attending a local church and weekly Bible study. Of course, he grew up here in Chiang Mai and graduated from Grace International School, the same school as Titus. Daniel loves to study and will be seeking his master's degree next fall.
Na is an amazing partner in ministry, and here's her office.
Hello again. Most of my day I spend right here preparing Bible lessons to teach at the church, disciple women, and also train Sunday school teachers. The main thing that I work on is writing Bible curriculum for Thai children. The Wonderful Words Project was born with a passion to see Thai children thriving and enjoying learning God's Word in their cultural context. It is written and illustrated in a Thai style. We use Thai history, story, or legends as our introduction to Bible story. So the curriculum demonstrates that one can be both fully Christian and fully Thai. Wonderful Word Project covers Bible story from Genesis all the way to Revelation.
We want to say a big thank you for caring about us. And thanks for being a part of telling the story of Jesus in every language, from here in Thailand and beyond.